Hello, and welcome back to some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts designing for the Dreadnought Improvement Project. Yeah, we're gonna build some German ships today. Starting off with this funky battleship. This is the one, well, one of the pre-Dreadnoughts that can have more than 2 main gun turrets. Resistance is really bad. Wow. 28. That's horrible. Well, I guess it has to pay for that extra turret somehow. Optimal speed is not too bad. 18 knots. How about the towers? They're good. 4.5 base, 6.7 long range. 3,000 tower spawning. Almost 4,000 tower spawning. 6.5 base, 9 long range. Are we just gonna go for the best one? I think we are. Germany might be one of the nations I fight first in my campaign. Slight spoiler. Let's see, tiny towers with bad stats. Bigger tower with better stats. Does this one actually have the, No. They don't get tallied up here. Like, is that a bug or, like a UI bug? Or does it mean, like, the stats from the towers don't actually work? Because it could be either or in this game. Let's give it basic trained crew, which doesn't matter in the campaign, but in case we want to fight this in a custom battle. Funnels. We can pick 2 of these. Oh, come here. 11 funnel capacity. And this one has 10. But I think we might fit more than 2 of those. Yeah. Almost 50% funnel cap is not too bad, I think. There. 50. It's a cool hull. I do like it. 12-inch, although that is quite the ugly turret. And it's an un-German caliber. Let's go with the 11s. Does it turn? It turns. All the way around, even. Nice. Advantage of having stubby barrels like that. Probably won't work once these are upgraded to Mark II, but the AI doesn't like to refit their ships anyway, so it'll probably be okay. Simple barbette. Simple citadel. Resistance is still bad though. Bad enough that we're gonna take plus 14% gun damage. So might not be the best for a standoff trading blows kind of fight with another battleship. But with decent armor, it might pull through. What kind of pen do we have? Like, that's decent. 11 inches at 5,000 meters. Not half bad. I don't think we can fit like too many casemates and secondaries on this. Yeah, no, it's like a couple 6-inch guns. Four-inch here. And some 3-inch. Any twos? Two twos. How about these? Well, obviously not. I thought as much. Nope. Like, not really. No deck guns of any decent... I can put two 3-inch guns there. They don't really... They don't really fit anywhere where they don't get in the way of the main gun turrets. So, that's it for secondaries. Not like too impressive. Oh, this is really gonna be like a proto Dreadnought. We can put like real armor on the conning tower. It's just the inner deck. It doesn't really... We're gonna put third... We should put some decent decent armor on those turrets with 60% flash fire chance. And the casemates as well. I'm gonna put the same armor on the 4 and 6-inch guns. We're gonna mess with the calibers. How much can we do with these? Probably not too much. 2% is all. .41 calibers in length. If we're gonna have few guns, can I make these like 4.5s maybe? Yeah. Can I make these 11.5s? Reload time is now 77 seconds, which is like pretty bad, but pen is a little bit better. We still have some weight to spare. Upgrade the 6-inch guns as well. Might as well just add on some more armor. Oh, that's a bit much. Yeah. There we go. Maxed out. Maxed out Scharnhorst. Nice. I like it. Very, very rounded. I like how it almost looks like the tumble home hull. Like the contour continues up to that rounded dome turret. It's a architectural piece of art, almost. Onwards to the armored cruiser. We have 2 hulls available, which max out at 6,000 tons. Also 18 knots. So they're gonna have a, for 1890, quite the fast battle line, the Germans. This one has slightly better resistance than the battleship, actually. It's been years. It was way back in the early days of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, before the world map, back when your campaign ended as soon as you got the peace treaty, and you could only play as Germany or Britain. That's the last time I played 1890s Germany, so it's been a while since I've designed something on this hull. But I remember it being awful. It was very hard to fit guns on it. And also the hull stability and tower stats were just pure ass. But it might have gone better. Not. I wish I could put that tower further back, because I think this is where the main gun turret has to be. I'm not sure. Let's check. Central line guns. We're gonna go. Oh yeah, good thing I checked. It looked like it fit here, but no. It doesn't fit. One tick forwards, it doesn't fit there. One tick backwards, it doesn't fit here. So I need to find a way to like scooch this tower like slightly further back, or alternatively go for a smaller one. Yeah, that's a much smaller tower. Like, it's still a tiny gap, but we'll be okay. Oh, it has to be here. That works. Good thing I checked. I've learned from my my past experiences. And we're gonna pick the few options we can pick. Okay, so those funnels are just gonna stay like higher up than this aft funnel. That doesn't look good. Is there like a height difference? It's gonna look bad no matter what. Because this funnel is like on a lower level. I think it would look better if these funnels would just clip through and be the same height as that one. We could just skip the last one and be fine with having 31% engine efficiency. Yeah. Well, it's 1890. You're just gonna have to expect your ships to be bad at most things. How bad is the flash fire challenge? 40%. I've seen worse. There's some 4-inch guns there. How about secondaries? Can we fit the no. 4-inch is the maximum. At least we can fit a few of them. There, that's it. That's all we can fit. Now for the armoring. That's where we can do something interesting. Yeah, that was my problem with this hull, I remember. Really difficult, like, getting the A turret to fit. Even now, with Mark 1s, with Mark 2s, I think this is gonna be like complete hell to try and build on. Might have to go with like really small guns for an armored cruiser. But yeah, armored cruiser. Armor being an operative word. And we have already hit a snag. I don't really want to reduce the top speed because the battleship goes 18. Like the guns aren't heavy either, the secondary guns. Like 5.9 ammo is heavy. We're gonna reduce ammo for this one. But the rate of fire is poop anyway. And it's gonna be used by the AI, so it's probably not gonna live long enough to run out of ammo. Let's put 7 on the conning tower. 0.1 on the first inner deck, just because. Even though it doesn't provide any more protection than the main deck already does, but anyway. Now we have some weight to spare, having reduced the amount of ammo by quite a bit. Yeah, 2% was all I could add to the length. How about making these 4.5s again? There we go. They're a little bit more viable now. You should be able to do some things to torpedo boats and light cruisers. Nah, too much. Too heavy. Almost, actually. But we're gonna say that's fine. For Princess Wilhelm. It's kind of a chonky looking ship. I like it. I do like the blocky. I don't know, is blocky even the right term? The busy looking pre-Dreadnought era ships. Let's put you on the thumbnail. Coastal lift. Oof. You're not very pretty, Bavaria. Max optimal speed is bad. Let's make this the a low-cost armored cruiser, because the Princess Wilhelm is 40 million. How cheap can we make this? It's already like limited in size. Oh, the tower goes there. Now, ironically, despite being a coastal, what was it called? Coastal defense ship, this might have longer operational range than the other one, because I think I can fit quite a few funnels here. Or maybe not. Yeah, maybe these will fit. I hadn't actually registered my click. Like, yeah, not half bad for 1890, but anyway, the guns. Are we gonna go big on the guns on this? If you don't fit here? Didn't I? These are center line guns. Rocket. It's supposed to go here. Let's put the side guns there. Like, do they actually work? They do. But we need something back there. And is that like a secondary? Or can nothing be mounted there? That would be a central line gun. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's bugged. So 1890 coastal defense ship for Germany, probably other nations too. The mounting spot for the center turret aft is wrong. The point is here. You can't put anything here where it's obviously supposed to be. So we're gonna skip this one and wait for it to hopefully get fixed. Light cruiser, 23 knots. And the hull can go up to 3,500, but CLs are limited to 3,000 in 1890, which is good enough. And this is, I think, the same hull as we built on for the Brits. But maybe we can do something different with it. Maybe. What kind of funnels do we have? We have the angled. Oh yeah, I remember what we did. We slimmed it down. And then made it longer. Still within the 3,000 ton displacement limit. It's probably gonna be like kind of the same. There we go. 5 big funnels, good engine efficiency, good range. Let's reduce the bulkheads, make this kind of fragile. We don't have that much displacement to play with. Can put some decent guns on it though. 7-inch. Big guns for a light cruiser. Let's reduce the ammo right away. Not many mounting points for torpedoes. Hmm. Might reduce this, might reduce the speed. Because we do have like the most basic boilers and engines. That's it. Yeah, 4-inch guns I think fit here. But they're classed as main guns. Let's just go 3-inch guns. Because they're secondaries. Although they are quite a bit, like, weaker. What's the difference? 3-inch and 4-inch. 4.6 kilometer. 0.9 at 2,500 meters. 1.4 at 2,500, and slightly better range. 12.8 second reload. 8.5 second reload. Damage AP 5.2. 12.5. That's low damage. That is, I think, down to the brown and black powder. Yeah, minus 50% shell damage. Yeah. I might go and slightly further unnerf these powder, maybe. I'm gonna have to, like, do some test battles, see how bad it is. Because if it ends up with no ship being able to damage another ship, then that's no good. Or overweight. Few bulkheads then. Let's chip away at this ship a little bit more. Yeah, we're a little bit over the limit. I'm gonna have to have a little bit more turret armor than that. 70 tons overweight. Do I have to drop a funnel? I mean, they are heavy. But it also looks nice with 5 funnels, doesn't it? And it's what gives this a passable engine efficiency of 104%. Now let's drop down to the other type of angled funnel. Let's at least have them equally spaced, somewhat, almost. Close enough. No longer overweight, but no longer more than 100% engine efficiency. But at least we can build the ship now. Is that good enough? It has to be. Didn't mess with the casemates. Could have put some 3-inch casemates here, but that obviously won't do. Augsburg. Get saved. Torpedo boat? No, we have a torpedo cruiser as well. Lübeck. Yeah, we built this one for the Brit as well. It's the same hull. I'm gonna give it a tower with some tower spotting. .5 funnel cap. Like no cap. Yeah, we're ending up with like insane amounts of funnel spam, but and still only 68% engine efficiency. But this needs to get in close and actually use those torpedoes, which we will give it. Let's drop down the beam first. I guess 5-inch guns as the main armament is the best of... it doesn't have like official mounting points here, but it does work. It's a lot of 5-inch guns. You know what? If this is gonna get in close and use its torpedoes, it might have to fight through the enemy torpedo screen. So a lot of 5-inch guns might not be out of place. Reduce the ammo, of course, so we can actually have some torpedoes on this. And never mind the Citadel. Yeah, we're gonna end up overweight if we put any kind of armor on this. Maybe? Yeah. Let's have these 5-inch guns replaced with 3-inch guns. Yeah, good. Fine. .9 max conning tower armor. .6, let's say 3.5 on the main belt. That's all we can afford. Can we then sneak in the Citadel? Nope. Nope. Not even standard quarters. But at least it can move around the map a bit without running out of fuel. Because this thing without fuel would be kind of pointless. Do you want increased torpedo ammo on it though? Because these torpedo tubes, 15-inch single tubes, they do reload quite quickly. So it will actually have the opportunity to like, rearm torpedoes and go in for another run. There. Flashfire challenge, not even too bad. Save design. Now let's do a quick torpedo bolt. Mm-hmm. 25 knots. We're not going to be able to make that. I already know. The tiniest tower. The standardest funnel. It's not going to be very beamy or drafty. 275. Like so. We need one main gun, which will be an afterthought. Minus 20% barrel length. This is the tiniest 3-inch gun you've ever seen. But we're gonna go in with torps. This being a torpedo boat. There. 3 tubes, center line. As I mentioned, trying to do like torpedoes on either side, it seems fun in theory, but it gets finicky and annoying really quick. Is that good enough? What else can we do here? Range? We can pack on some range. A little bit, at least. And some more bulkheads as well. That's fine. 2 million. The cost of this. 8.5. 9.3. And then up to 40 for the armored cruiser. Yeah, I can get 20 of these for one of those. I think 20 torpedo boats would be able to sink one armored cruiser. Alright, that was Germany, 1890. What next? We made this one for the US. We're gonna do a cruiser as well. Might as well. Actually, we got more battleship hulls. We got... oof. Do I even want to attempt? Yeah, let's go. It's funky. You can get some good towers, though. Secondary tower. Well, none of them are really that good. 1.7 base accuracy. 1.2. The stat differences are... this one actually has better night vision. Like, not that great, but the weight difference is noticeable. The 5.5 funnel cap for 55 tons, or 6 funnel cap for 81 tons. You do get some aiming speed bonus from these ones, though. But I guess it's down to which looks nice. Can't put more? Yes, I can. Oh, I can put this tower there. Thus freeing up space for more funnel. That's a lot of funnel. What are the hull stats for this thing? 40 resistance. 30 floatability. Optimal speed is 17 knots. I think we can push it to 16. Engine efficiency now isn't too bad though. Yeah, of course. You have to be side mounted. And 11 is apparently too big. 10 works though. On the innermost mounting. I can kind of fire crossbeam. That's a wonky setup. I don't like this. But for the AI, I'm sure it's good enough. This might have some use. All those torpedoes. How about casemates? Oh, put some 6-inch there. 5-inch? 4. Yeah, this is one of those ships where it's just tiny caliber spam all over. I was wrong? No, you don't fit there. But yeah, apparently you can, you can put some decent artillery on this. Now, I've put funnels all over, so I might have to reduce my funnel hang up a bit. Because, yeah, I should be able to place them here, or even up here. Let's just put one central line here. Move the rear tower. Do you still work? The little 6-inch center line turret. Good enough. There's a starboard weight offset of 0.2%. I don't know where that is. It's probably gonna be annoying to chase down, so we're gonna ignore it. Simple as. And now just add some armor. Might have to reduce the belt thickness because there's a lot of casemate and secondary turrets that have to have at least a little bit of protection. Conning tower, can you take armor? Yes, you can actually. Let's just go 10 on the main belt. Because that stuff is heavy. Turrets are gonna need a little protection. Casemates are gonna need a little protection. We're actually not overweight yet, which is surprising. Uh, 6.1 is definitely an American caliber, or 155 millimeters. So we're gonna make them that. It says these have a poor sector of fire, but they're mounted on top of the main gun turrets. So I'm sure there's some wonky stuff going on here with how they turn together. I'm not gonna change it though. Yeah, we actually have displacement to spare. Let's put some of that into the range. Oof, I guess not. Let's put some of that into bulkheads. Yes. It's a coastal defense ship, but the AI is probably going to sail around the globe with it. So maybe it should have some more range. 5.1. We're not that much overweight now. Really. Let's go with the bulkheads. Say that's good enough. Or reduce speed. And then it's good enough. 5.4 kilometer. 5,400 kilometers, excuse me. Yeah, the AI is probably going to run it out of fuel anyway, but I say ship it. Next up, armored cruiser. Chili coffee. There. $18 knots. What did I North Carolina 16.5. I guess that's the speed of the US battle line in 1890. But we can go cage mast on this. It's the same hull as we built for the British, but with the British I did not go with the cage mast because I felt that was an American thing. And being an American thing, I think we should go with cage mast for this one. Yeah, this one has more funnel cap, but it takes up the entire midship. As does this one. Guess that was the case with the British one as well. 5.5. It's like everything is bad in 1890. $5.9. Can I put 2 of you here? No. I guess we're just going one. One big one. 25% engine efficiency. Even if I max out the range, that's just so bad. But it's what we got, I guess. We're gonna go 8 or 9-inch. Yeah, the 9-inch just has that much more pen. Does it fit? Barely. It can apparently turn all the way around by clipping the barrels into the superstructure. That's fine. Lots of mounting points for 4-inch guns. And 5-inch secondaries on top of the main gun turrets. Awesome. There was one US armored cruiser that had a... it didn't look exactly like this, because the secondary turret on top of the main gun turret was also a twin. And they kind of had a blocky design. I forget the name of it. But that's clearly what they're going for here. Double barrel secondary guns for cruisers are not unlocked in 1890, however, so... How armored can we make this armored cruiser? I'm not gonna worry too much about the decks. Yeah, this one can go through 0.1 inch of deck armor at max range. So 0.4 might even be more than needed. You never know. Suddenly it's gonna fight a battleship, and then it might appreciate the extra sliver of armor. We're closing in on max displacement. Have a little bit more armor on those casemates, so they don't end up blowing up the ship. Can we put more armor on the belt here? Oh, no. Yeah, this is gonna pen its own belt with those 9-inch guns. If I reduce the 4.5 belts a little bit. I don't want to reduce too much stuff up there. So, let's say this is good enough for Chipotle. It's kind of a standard armored cruiser design for the era. How expensive did you end up? 38 million. Slightly cheaper than the German one. But still pretty pricey. Not that much cheaper than the North Carolina battleship. Actually. Quite a bit cheaper than the Mississippi, even though the Mississippi is essentially a meme design. 3-masted armored cruiser. That's an armored cruiser hull. Olympia. Olympia, that's the one I was thinking of, with the secondary turrets on top of the main gun turrets. I think it was. Olympia is the one that's preserved, isn't it? with that very, very cool, like, Great White Fleet paint job with the white hull and the beige superstructure. That is so flashy and cool. So this is essentially like a kind of like a light cruiser, but bigger. I don't think actually 11-inch guns do fit, but they just kind of don't look right. I'm gonna go 9, same as the other one. Or actually 6-inch twins. We can put more than 2 main gun turrets on this. Might even cheat with the square barbettes. Hang on, let me put some towers on it. The towers are all bad, of course. When you suddenly have a hull that you can do interesting things with, you get the worst selection of towers imaginable. Do these all turn? Yeah, they do. Perfect. I'll put some funnels. Actually, let's put these here. Oh, I can clip it into that mast in the middle. That's fine. You can put 6-inch guns here. Can we put the cheat barbette? Yes. It's even centered. That's a lot of 6-inch guns. I can even squeeze in some is it pointless to just squeeze in one 5-inch turret? Here. Oh. Almost had you. It's got some like weird interference with that barbette. Casemates. There we go. Very close to the weight limits. Unsurprisingly, given that we covered the thing in guns. If I reduce the ammo, it gets a little bit better. We start off with 4 inches though on the main belt, and I hear that's enough. .1 on the conning tower. Armoring these turrets is gonna add a lot of weight. Yes. The 3-inch guns can't have too much armor. The 5-inch guns can, the casemates can have a little bit. And the 6-inch guns are going to be 6.1s, of course. 61 tons overweight. But if I reduce the speed to what the other ones are going anyway, we are not overweight. But the range is really bad because the engine efficiency is very bad. But at least it's a viable design. There. Slightly up armored. Not heavily armored, but that's a lot of firepower. Might not be able to bring them all to bear at all angles, but that's a lot of firepower. And it's a fun design. That's a lot of DACA. I forgot to give it the SD suffix, but that's fine. And that's the same light cruiser as we've built 2 of. This one is slightly different. Torpedo cruiser we've already built. Gunboats. Interesting design. Let's put some guns on the gunboat. All the towers are bad. Pick the lightest one. All that and still trash engine efficiency. But that's how it goes. For main guns, though, uh, 6-inch guns will fit in some places. Quite a few places. I was expecting more mounting points for the 3-inch, but makes up for it in 2-inch. Even on the funnels. Amazing. The wonders of 1890s technology. I forgot to put torpedoes on Olympia. I just realized. .9 on the conning tower. I'm sure that's sufficient. And we're gonna make these 6.1s. Overweight. Underweight. Another ship that isn't really good, but it's kind of interesting. It should be able to eat up torpedo boats. Like, quite effectively. With the range of early game torpedoes, it would even be able to eat up the torpedo boats before they get close enough to launch. If it can hit anything, but... yeah, let's save it. Do the Americans need a torpedo boat as well, or... we're just gonna let the AI deal with the torpedo boat design. There's not that much you could do with a torpedo boat in this era anyway. Russia. That's the kind of battleship we've already designed, I think. This one is funky. We can't make it this size, though. Yet. But this one can be funky. It's like the German hull, but instead of having a mounting point for a third turret, and it's got something else going on. That's a lot like one of the hulls I built an early pre-Dreadnought on in my Norwegian campaign, actually. How does it look? Smaller. Yeah, we're gonna go with this one. Not too bad. We can put decent towers on it. Go with that one, so it doesn't like clip out of the hull. Nice turret models. And they do turn. 18 knots? Let's say 17. Let's not push it. And of course the funnels. But it does look like we can mount a decent number of funnels on this. Actually, if we just go with the big funnel, this one, might be able to push that funnel cap, the engine efficiency, up to 85%, which is not bad. This battleship might be able to reach us without running out of fuel. Whether or not my battleships will be able to reach Russia without running out of fuel, we'll have to find out when we start the campaign and start designing my own fleet. I'm gonna go reduced ammo on this because, again, AI design, probably not gonna live long enough to run out of ammo, if we're being honest. Let's do the armor before spamming secondary guns all over. What's the final resistance on it now? 52%. Minus 1.9% gun damage. Resistance is actually high enough that we don't get plus gun damage. For a change. Alright, we got plenty of displacement to work with here. We don't have too many spots to put 6-inch casemates, though. How about 5? No. I was hoping these would fit 5-inch guns. Because then I'd just skip the 6-inch and just use 5.9s. Yeah. Yeah, the Russian 4 and 3-inch guns are fully covered turrets, so they don't really fit anywhere. You can kind of squeeze in some 2-inch guns somewhere, I guess. Yeah, I can't really do too much there. Good enough. Casemates. I guess just 6-inch. That's 152 millimeters. That's a Russian caliber. Not sure what 4.5 inch is, but we'll go with it. Let's see what we can do with these 12-inch guns. 2% length is all we can manage. But we can make them 12.5s. And that's a gun that packs a wallop. Not gonna go heavy shells. What's the flash fire? 67% flash fire chance on this ship. That's quite explosive. Well, we couldn't put more guns on it, so we're just gonna have to armor it, I guess. Oh, we gotta armor the casemates, of course. Duh. Might have to reduce some other armor then. Yeah, I didn't even have to reduce it that much. 5.5 for an aft belt. That is a mighty battleship for 1890. That's one I wouldn't like to meet. I forgot about torpedoes. But it probably doesn't need them. And that's it for today. That turned into quite a lengthy ship design episode. Next time, unless the fix for the crashes when going in and out of shipyards in the campaign and in and out of battles has been fixed, in which case we're just doing the campaign. But unless that's been fixed, next time we're gonna do a little battle test to see if I haven't played much in terms of battles in the latest dip, but I've played a little bit, just testing it. And it does seem like the AI has wisened up a bit. Instead of just putting all the ships into one blob and meandering around getting shot to bits, they seem to actually do some different maneuvers. Like having torpedo-armed cruisers and destroyers close in and do things, while the battleships were hanging more back. But very limited testing, so it could just be, something I imagined. So we're gonna test that. next time. Goodbye and take care.